Hello everyone. Today I have a very special, integration for Xero API. Xero is a invoicing platform to manage different kind of stuff. For example, if I talk about how many kind of things managed by the Xero API, so if we will check the accounts, banking transactions, banking transfer, batch payments, branding, themes, budgets, contacts. Contacts are very important because contacts are directly or indirectly connected with any of the account, any of the invoice, any of the bank transaction, any of the bank transfer, any batch payment. So it is very important. So there is another important thing that is related to the tax rates, where whenever we create invoices we have some tax rate in that. So this is also something that we are used frequently when while we are integrating the like Xero APIs into any other system, or for example for the reporting or for. So to continue with this, because there are a lot of stuff in the API. For the most commonly used is Xero accounting API, then Xero assets, files, finance, Xero payroll. This is for the different countries, for example AU, Europe, I think so, Europe, and then New Zealand, then UK, and Xero Project API. So this is I think the other kind of API, but I didn't use them mostly. But you can explore that. These are related to the projects. You can create projects, project users, so you can define get project users, how many users are in one project, so we can make request and we can check that. So here are some of them coming. Oh, okay. So basically project means the in one company how many peoples are there in the project. So this is related to that information. This is example information that I just created. So let me share with you the other stuff that is very important, because before doing any kind of integration we need to this is, you can see this is a API explorer, but sometime we need to integrate with this information with the third party API. We have to integrate this as a third party into our project, or into the reporting project or somewhere else. So we use this Xero API. So let's start with some stuff that is related to configuration is very important part in this. So if we will check what we need to do when we have to do some kind of integration, we have to come here and we have to list our app into that. For example, the company URL, and then privacy policy and terms and condition. After that we have to go configuration for the other. This will provide and launch URL, and this will be automatically created. And this is redirect URL. This is very very important thing that you need to apply here. You are not able to do any kind of local host in here. You must have to provide any URL that contains HTTPS and proper domain and redirect URL. I will show you that how we will configure it in our project. So this is a sample project. This sample redirect URL I added for the added for just to tell you that how we will add this in our integration process. Because when you will hit any request, because there is a one time process. When you will open a page, you will connect to the third party API like Xero. You will enter your details and there will be a token generated. Token will be generated at one time, and then after that you have to refresh the token from that details. What are those details? Let me share with you some of the details. That is, for example, I'll go adminer, and if I'll go into the system, and I'll show you that how it is actually working. So if we will go here, Xero logs, yes, Xero logs. So this is something else. This is invoicing. So these are the token refreshing every time when this is the last entry. Token created 550 39. This is basically another timestamp that I have set up. This is a Europe timestamp. I set up a Europe timestamp here. So it is just created, and it is created in every 30 minutes. in every hour. So for example, this is 5:20, and that's 5:50. One moment, but I well, let me check that what is in the cron job I applied, for how many time it will take to complete every. Oh, this is check for the every 5 minute. If it is found that this is expired, so it will be created again. So let me make you little details, because there is something that is, you know unable to understand in the simple way. First of all, step one is we register app under this URL that I already show you. Under this URL, explorer, yeah, here. So you will go here, developer.api.com, and then you will go developer.xero.com. Okay, when you will go, you have to register it. Step 2, you have to set up the redirect URL. That is very important. Third party integration. Okay, this is the second step. Third step is make sure, basically this is second step, because make sure you must have https domain for creating a redirect URL. Then you set up a redirect URL, and then after that you have to configure your project. Step 4, you have to configure. How to configure, I'll let you know. Configure your project configure your Xero configuration setting, your configuration setting in your project. I am doing it in Laravel, but you can, set up in anywhere where you would like to do. So these are the important step before going for the integration. Step 1, we register app under a developer exer. Second step, make sure you must have the HTTP domain for creating a redirect URL. Step 3, you set up the redirect URL, important for third party integration. Step 4, configure your Xero configuration setting in your project. So I'm using Laravel for now, but you can do this in any kind of project where you want. Okay, so I just give you the overview that what is the basic thing that we have to do, and afterwards we are moving towards our next step, how we will integrate in our system. Okay, so this is our first. Keep alive is a second stage, because after third step, step 4, step 5 will be, we will uh, refresh token. Auth 2.0. Basically this is Auth 2.0. Set Auth 2.0 authentication authorization method, access token every 5 minutes. Okay, so this is basically, I'll give you some more stuff. Auth2 is an authorization method that is used mostly almost all big companies. For example, if you talk about Google, if you talk about Xero, if you talk about Cloudbeds, if you talk about any others, that you will check the bigger company, they must use Auth2 integration for the authentication. Even you will check the banking endpoints, they also provide the similar kind of authentication. There is no other kind of authentication, because they must need to register your application, and then you go via the third party URL and confirm that URL, and after that they will provide you all the credential required. Okay, so after this one, After this step, you need to uh, the when you will create token first time, the lifetime of that token will be 1 hour. 1 hour, 3600 seconds. So for that purpose, I write this console cron job to reschedule every 5 minute. I'll check that his token is alive or not. His token is alive or not. So if I'll show you here, key Xero token keep alive. Okay, so I have to use PHP artisan token keep alive. Okay, so this will be regenerate Xero token every 5 minutes. What I'll do, I will take the last entry from the database Xero, and then what I'll do, I'll choose that token and I'll make a refresh token, and then I'll after making the refresh token, but this is just the other step after first we need to uh, you know create token. To create token is a very important step. For that one, what I have done is I have created a view in the Laravel views. If I'll go into resources, views, and then if I'll check about the index profile page, I think yes. So if we'll talk about this, see the connect. If I'll talk about only because these are the other one are different. So connect we have x0 and connect I have created the sorry web.php. I have created here something that is called x0 x0 connect. Okay, so where I have to create a method, sorry, control p, and then we have to go to x0 method, x0, then I go here. So first of all, I am taking the x0 configuration from x0.php. X0 configuration, I have set everything in my environment file. So if you open control p .env environment file, you have to check this out, x0. Okay, so in this one you can check that these are these are the credential that we are using. So I have to use this redirect URL. This is the base endpoint, and this is here. So after we will do this, we will check, we will include these items in the X0 configs. When we will go here, we will check that X0 client API, client ID, X0 client secret, X0 client redirect URL, zero landing URL. Landing will be the root URL, access point, and then here. So when we will these are the scopes. These are very important: open ID, email, profile, access, account settings, accounting, transaction, account, contact. So these are very important scope. When we will try to take this configuration over here, we will right away connect this with our system over here. So we will check here that if the code is coming, how this code will come up. I'll show you that. If I go Athens invoices, I'll go here. If we'll log into username and password 1122. So if you check this one, this is x0. When we will click on this one, this is provide the code. When we will, this is all information in authorized.x0.url, and then it has all the information that is required. So this is connected to two organizations. So when we'll go here, see this code is here. Okay, so this will provide us the token data scope that I already told you that we have to set scope, then state. So this code is used now here. If you will check here, if we will go here and check, this code. See the code we will check coming in the request. We will check that one over here. Basically, this is the, sorry, this one is the code, sorry, in the request. Okay, this is another code that we are storing. So we will check if it is this, and then what we will do, we will get state and we will put it in the auth state in session, and after that we will go to the redirect url. When it goes to the redirect url, it provides us the token, and we will store directly into the token to access token, refresh token, expiry, tenant id, token object, and save. Where we will save this, as I told you that first we will create a token and then we will save somewhere. We can, I used to stay save in the database. You can store it anywhere. Access token, refresh token, expiry is 1 hour, tenant id, token object, and created at and updated at. Okay, so in after this, sorry, let me close this one by the way. So when it will be saved, what we will do, Xero token created successfully, and then I'll put the request back into our page that I shown you over here, that this kind of token data will be displayed over here. So you can see that all the token is successfully created, and the last record is changed, 12667. See, there is a two token created, maybe because there is a 1 hour frequency that the every 5 minute check, maybe he is created already, and there is one that I just created just now. Okay, so these are two coming up after 60 and 68 and 61 using the automation, and one by me, and that I just created using the web method. Now with this method, what we will do, we will use the old access token, we will use refresh token, and we will create a new token via the, if we'll go here, I will open this one. So if we already have the records in our database, what we will do, we will get those configuration check that if the expiry time is less than time, then what we will do, we will make a new token. The provider is same as the configuration of the Xero that we already set up in our config file. Okay. After this one, we will get the access token, get tenant ID. After we get the tenant ID, we will store again the new entry into database. You can update the entry, but I just for this YouTube video, I just make it make it insert again, so you can understand that how the refresh token is worked. The first entry is using the web. It is just a one-time integration that we must need to do, because that is the initial process for any kind of project that we need to uh, do the redirection. So redirection is very important. When you do the payment integration transaction, again in there you have a redirection url. After completing the transaction, they have to return to your website. Same here, if you check, when we have to created the token, back to return to our website after creating the token successfully. Now we don't need this page anymore, this page, because we already created the token, and we don't need to come again and again and take the token, and we have to use in our API. Now what we will do, we will have a functionality of refresh token. In that, you have to pass the parameter grant type refresh token, and then refresh token from the database. So it will take the last entry in the database and check and refresh the token and store another entry into database. So if it is done, if it is not done, then it will be send us an email. So this is what I have done. Okay, so if it is not, I'll just press the put it here that that token is not expired yet. Okay, so it is else condition for from this condition, because if the time is not expired yet, so it will create another entry. If a time is expired, it will create an entry. If it is not, it will just make the information message that token not expired yet. So this is one thing. The other thing is how we will integrate this with the, how we will integrate the APIs within the system. For that, I'll show you one example that is related to getting the invoices. Okay, I'll show you one example that I have done. So for that you will understand. So I think I will provide this code, these functions in my GitHub repository that you can easily use these function. This is just this is we are using this in our project, but you can use anywhere in your own requirement where you need to create a third party integration. Okay, so you can change. Then there are minor changes. If you are using the core PHP, you have to change the session to the normal session and redirect to the header. So these are the two changes that you need to do. So you also can remove these lines when you are working with any other programming languages or any other framework. Okay, so this is it, and let's make a test run for getting invoices. Okay, let me clear this, and we will get some invoices using the API. So I will use the same token that I shown you that we have stored in the database, the latest token. So I'll show you that how we can get this token. Let me copy the code because already you know that what is I'm using. So if we go here and we dd that what are the configuration, it will take the last most recent ID, and we will get the token. I'll show you whole uh, stuff that how it is working. Okay, so let's do this one and check that what is going on. So ls cl, okay, and php artisan test run. If you will see, we have access token, we have refresh token, expiry, tenant id. And expiry tenant id, basically, you have one organization, you have multiple organization in under one account, one Xero account. So every id has their own tenant id. We can check the tenant id from here also. There are two organization here, it has different id. And then if we talk about this one, we have talk if we talk about this one, this has a different id. So these both have the different ids, so that's why we just stored it in a different way. I have a maximum storage over here. uh, there are two companies, there are two different department in our system. So first one, tenant id is different for this one, and tenant id is different for this one. So this is the reason we have to when we are integrating the API, we must know that what is the tenant id. And about the token, we already have token bearer. We have to add bearer, and then we have to use this access token over here. Okay, and when we will use this, we definitely get the API already shown you here, that how the we are getting the last record for the access token, and we can use this token whenever we will make any request. So in here, if we will go into the test run again, control P, test run, and then I let me just make a request. What if we'll do it in Postman? You will understand more better. If we will get invoices, for example, I'll do here, go here, and I will try to get all invoices. For example, allow invoices, and then sorry, what happened? Okay, it's reloading the page. Invoices, and then I'll get all invoices. Okay, so here is the URL for invoice. Okay, we will take this URL and we'll put in the Postman, and let me put it in Postman, and then authorization, I'll add the bearer token. Okay, simple, that we have created in our database. Let me check that if there is a new token coming up or not. This will, why we are making the refreshing token, because it will keep the continuity, it will never die. Okay, so when it will never die, definitely you get all the stuff that you need. Is there anything forbidden, unsuccessful? Okay, okay, one more thing that is missing is tenant id. Tenant id is missing. So if we'll go here and we can check that what is the tenant id, we have to put tenant id. Xero tenant ID, authorization and Xero tenant ID here, and then we use this Xero tenant ID, and when press yes, so record is coming 200 because there are a lot of invoices. Status okay, yeah, this is coming in XML. So XML, this is default XML, but we can convert into the yeah, here see JSON. Let me change it to JSON. Maybe it is coming XML, but we can change it to JSON also. But the ultimate purpose is to get the invoices, so it will come into the JSON. This is the invoices, then invoice 1, invoice 2, invoice 3, invoice 4, 5, and so on. So it will be something that we need to change. Application JSON, yeah, this one accept, sorry, this one we need to, instead of making this one, we will do here accept application JSON. Okay, when we will add this one, and here you go, you will get the response in JSON. Okay, so we didn't, if we will not send the accept criteria in the header as accept JSON and return JSON, so it will never uh, work as expected as JSON, because mostly the JSON is used mostly nowadays, so it returns the records in the JSON format now. So you can check all the records are here for the invoicing. So same the case if we would like to use in the code. For example, this is the curl request, you can copy the curl request from here and directly hit here, and you can see the results. So here are the all invoices coming in the results. Okay, so if we'll, you can also add the pagination by the way if you would like to, because there are different parameters in the documentation. You can check for that, the Xero API documentation. So if you'll check for this one, you will see extra parameters if you're required to use those parameters. uh, it is very slow. So there are all of them over here, but you can, if you like to check for the invoices, we just use for the invoices to get, put and update. So I get all the invoices. If you check here, this is single invoice. For getting the single same URL, but we will send the invoice ID at the end. If I'll give you an example by the way quickly. If we will if we would like to get the invoice of a single user, single invoice, if I go, here's the invoice ID. What I'll do, I'll just add at the end, and I'll get the this invoice. This is invoice 001. Okay, remember this. So it returned only one invoice. See, invoice 001, and it returned only one. You can use this object as it is. So you can get single invoice. You can have all other parameters to check. Yeah, you can check filter by these. You can only want to get the invoices status, authorized, paid, contact ID, this one. Okay, you can there is a, sometimes there is a lot of information in here, but if you would like to add only in the summary equal to true, then it will return only specific data that is required, short data in other words. So it will not make extra data into that. So you can also, I told you that you can use pages, so it will return you the pages information. And there is another retrieving the online, yeah, there is a online, when the invoice will be created on the Xero, it definitely have an online URL, so you can share that public URL to your customers whenever you would like to. Okay, so this is another thing that you can do, and there are a lot more parameters over here that you can just try and get. So you can see that invoice status changed from draft, so draft to submitted, draft to authorized, draft to deleted. When submitted, and submitted to authorized, submitted to draft, submitted to deleted, authorized, and voided. So in some cases when it is submitted is deleted, but when it is authorized it is voided, not deleted. It could not be deleted, it will be voided. Okay, so updating the invoices paid, unpaid to paid. So you can do these kind of stuff in that. Yeah, That is it. And the last thing that I was telling you, that you can use the curl request if you would like to test your endpoint. And we can get the code from here as a PHP request, PHP curl. Okay, if we like copy this code, I'll copy this code and I'll show you that how it is showing. Okay, let me back into the system, and I already have parameter, but for your easiness, what I'll do, I will use the token from the database. Okay, we will change the bearer token from here, and I will use this and access token. Okay, home, the endpoint is used. You can manage this by your own choice, whatever the choice you would like to. So I'm just making this for just to let you know that how it is exactly working. You can use Guzzle, you can use any kind of built-in Laravel request options. So you can use directly that one, and you can get the required result, and you can manipulate the data as per requirement. So this is the single invoice. Let me get all invoices at once. This is the tenant ID. You can also set the tenant ID in your database, and you can just make the things running. This is extra thing that is for the cookies and stuff. So let me just execute this one and check what is the results coming in. PHP test run, and here are the invoices, all the invoices over here. So it is continuous making retrieving all the invoices, because there are thousands of invoices in the system. So it is retrieving all of them at once. But you can, the best way is you have to use page. So if I'll use page equal 1, so I think it will be limited to some of the default number of records. Yes, it is. It is. I think 100 records or maybe something like this. But we have to check this one. How many invoices we need to get in one request? So these are the invoices coming up. I hope you like this tutorial. If you have any question or you have any doubt, you can ask me right away on the in the comment section. And please like and share this video if you would like my work. So let me know if you need any other kind of integration you would like to do as a third party. So you can just write in the comment. I will do the create video for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.